We've all heard of skinny fat. It's that frustrating middle ground where you're not technically overweight, but you're definitely not lean or muscular either. Maybe you're slim in clothes, but under the shirt there's a soft belly, maybe some love handles and not much muscle either. Sound familiar? Well, the good news is you can fix this. And even better news, you don't need to spend hours in the gym or follow some insane diet to do it. Today, I'm going to show you the fastest way to transform that skinny fat physique into a lean, muscular body without wasting time or energy. I'm Lewis, a fitness coach with nearly a decade of experience helping busy professionals in high demand roles just like you get in the best shape of their lives. If you're tired of spinning your wheels and ready to finally see results, stick around. And at the end of this video, I'll share a completely free quiz that will pinpoint exactly what's holding you back and how you can fix it. The skinny fat dilemma. Before we dive into the fix, let's quickly talk about what skinny fat actually is and why it happens. When someone is classified as skinny fat, they typically have a lower amount of muscle and a higher body fat percentage than they'd like, even though their weight may seem normal. It's that awkward stage where you feel soft rather than lean. In other words, a slightly higher body fat percentage than you'd ideally like. This often happens because of one or more of the following. One, a lack of strength training. If you've been avoiding weights, your muscle mass will be lower, obviously, making it a lot more prominent. Another one might be too much cardio. People tend to think endless cardio will fix everything, but too much cardio without strength training won't build muscle. Another one is inconsistent nutrition. Eating too little, always being in a calorie deficit, in other words, or yo-yo dieting can make it impossible to gain muscle, but also won't burn fat effectively. So how do you fix it? Well, let's dive into the step-by-step process. Step 1, focus on building muscle. One of the most effective ways to fix a skinny fat physique is to build muscle. The more muscle you have, the leaner and more defined you look, even if your body fat percentage stays the same. Muscle gives your body that shape and structure, and it helps improve your metabolism too. Here's the thing, you don't need to spend hours in the gym to build muscle, especially if you're a busy professional in a high demand role. Instead, focus on efficient, full body routines that hit every muscle group a few times a week. So here's a practical example. Workout routine. 3 strength training days per week, 30 to 45 minutes each. Day 1 could be squats, deadlifts, overhead presses, rows. Day 2 could be bench press, pull-ups, lunges, and some core work. Day 3 could be Bulgarian split squat, everyone's favorite, dips, Romanian deadlifts, and planks. These exercises focus on compound movements which hit multiple muscle groups at once, maximizing your time in the gym and helping you build muscle more efficiently. You don't need to isolate biceps or triceps for hours on end. Don't get me wrong, adding in a few biceps and tricep exercises are great, but compound movements like squats and deadlifts will take care of that for you for the most part. Although compound movements like pull-ups, bench presses, overhead presses will take care of the majority of that for the most part. So the main tip is to use progressive overload. Gradually increase the weight you lift or the number of reps to continuously challenge your muscles and force growth. In other words, you need to make sure that you're making some progress every single week in some way, shape or form. Step 2 is to get your nutrition in check. When it comes to fixing the skinny fat issue, nutrition is an absolute game changer. But here's the thing, you don't need to overcomplicate it with crazy diets. Focus on the basics and keep it sustainable. Calories and protein first, ultimately. So aim to be in a slight calorie deficit if your goal is to lose fat, but make sure you get enough protein to actually build and preserve muscle as well. Most people should aim for somewhere around 0.8 to 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. If you're on the lower side, 0.7 to 0.8, it's going to be absolutely fine for the most part. You want to eat foods which help you feel full for longer. In other words, you are satiated. The bulk of your diet should come from more nutrient-dense whole foods. Think lean proteins, veggies, fruits, and whole grains. These will keep you feeling full, provide you with energy, and help you with muscle recovery. I'd also highly recommend tracking your intake. If you've never tracked your food before, give it a shot for a couple of weeks. This will help you understand where your calories and macros are coming from, and it gives you the flexibility to adjust as needed. So a simple practical example could look like breakfast, scrambled eggs with spinach, tomatoes and a slice of whole grain toast. Lunch could be a grilled chicken salad with lots of veggies, and maybe add some rice as well. And then dinner could look like salmon with roast potatoes and some steamed broccoli. Snacks could be Greek yogurt with berries, a handful of almonds, or a protein shake. And again, the final 20% of the nutritional rule I like to follow with my clients is just to enjoy it. Include anything else within your diet, as long as you aren't completely overspending on your calorie goals. No need to overcomplicate it. Stick to simple, wholesome meals, and if you're consistent, you'll start to see progress, I promise. Step 3 is to incorporate some cardio, but don't go crazy. So here's where a lot of people mess up. Too much cardio can lead to muscle loss if you're not careful, especially if you're not eating enough for a long period of time. But that doesn't mean cardio is bad, it's just about finding the right balance. I recommend adding a low-impact cardio activity that doesn't interfere with your strength training. Walking is a great option for busy people because it's easy to fit into your day and it doesn't burn you out. A practical example could look like hitting 8,000 to 10,000 steps every single day. You can fit this in by walking during lunch breaks, taking calls while walking, or squeezing in a short walk after dinner. You can also add 1 to 2 sessions of higher intensity cardio like cycling or sprints if you really want to, but don't let cardio take over your workout routine. In step 4, you want to prioritize recovery. Let's face it, you're always tired, you're run down, it's going to be tough to stay consistent with your workouts and nutrition, especially if you're someone who's a busy professional in a high demand role in job, you've got family, you've got social life, you've got your work to think about. That's why recovery is just as important as training and eating right. Again, especially for busy professionals like you who often find themselves stressed and sleep deprived anyway, recovery is key to seeing real progress. If you're burning the candle at both ends with work, family and life, you need to prioritize your sleep and stress management. Poor recovery leads to low energy, poor performance in the gym, and slower muscle growth. Hence one of the reasons why you may have that skinny fat physique. So here's why I bring in the pre-sleep routine that I use with all of my clients and myself as well. It's designed to optimize recovery and get you feeling fresh for the next day. So 3 hours before bed, have your last meal. This gives your body enough time to digest before sleep, helping avoid discomfort or poor sleep quality. 2 hours before bed, no more liquids. This prevents those annoying middle of the night bathroom trips. 90 minutes before bed, turn off all screens. Yes, that means your TV, your phone, or anything that blasts blue light into your eyes. Blue light disrupts melatonin production, the hormone that actually helps you fall asleep, which obviously is not ideal if you're staring at a screen 5 minutes before trying to get to sleep. 1 hour before bed, wind down with a fictional book. Yes, again, this is something which is personal preference, but reading something light, non-work related, or like a self-improvement book helps you relax and escape any stress from the day. Keep the room cool and dark as well, ensuring a comfortable sleep environment. By sticking to this routine, you'll set yourself up for quality sleep, which will in turn improve your recovery, mood, and performance both in and out of the gym. So a practical example is aiming for 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep each night using the pre-sleep routine I just outlined there. Another form of active recovery could be stretching, foam rolling, or doing some light yoga on your rest days to improve mobility and prevent soreness too. You want to prioritize rest and you'll come back stronger in the gym and in life. Step 5, stay consistent, but be patient. Here's the truth, fixing a skinny fat physique doesn't happen overnight. It does take time, consistency, and a bit of patience. But if you stick to a plan that includes strength training, proper nutrition, cardio, and recovery, I promise you'll start seeing noticeable changes in a matter of just weeks. Most importantly, don't let setbacks throw you off. Progress is not linear, and there will be days when you feel like nothing's happening. But as long as you stay consistent, the results will come. Another tip is to track your progress by taking photos every 2 to 4 weeks, monitoring your strength in the gym, and paying attention to how your clothes fit. These are all indicators of progress, even if the scale isn't moving as quickly as you'd like. Another important factor is you need to assess whether you need to go into a calorie deficit first or a calorie surplus. When you're in that awkward skinny fat physique, you have a little bit more body fat than you should do, but you don't have as much muscle as you should do either. So there is always that fine line between bulking or cutting first. I would recommend, if you've got the classic skinny fat physique, to go on a deficit first and looking at dropping a little bit of weight and a little bit of body fat ideally. Whether that's around 6 to 12 weeks, depending on how your physique currently is. This way we can look at dropping some body fat, and then once we've done that, then we can go into a gaining phase where we can really look at gaining some muscle. Fixing a skinny fat physique doesn't require complicated workout plans or extreme diet. It's about building muscle, eating the right foods in the right amount, incorporating balanced cardio, and giving your body the recovery it needs to grow. If you're a busy professional looking to make lasting changes, keep things simple and stay consistent. And if you want a personalized plan tailored to your exact needs, click the link below and take my free body and health performance quiz. This will help you figure out exactly what's holding you back and give you a roadmap to transform your body in 2025. And if you found this helpful, check out the next video somewhere around here. It's packed with even more tips to help you get in amazing shape without wasting time.